I got 100% in physical sciences, 100% in geography, life sciences, and life orientation. I got 92% for English first additional language, 97% for Chivenda home language. I had to say that right. The last one, it's mathematics. I got 98 for mathematics. I was actually disappointed, but anyways.
Barimini. Dione.
What? Say that again.
Dione. Is it fine?
No. Dione.
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 Dione. What do you guys think? Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Bipelo. And Sipo's not here, but we have a wonderful, wonderful guest. And today we'll be talking about living a life of excellence and how to have a consistent work ethic with Fulufhelani Mashapha. How are you, friend?
Can we please get my name right for
Oh
the
my
first time? For the
gosh.
first time, like in your life.
Do you know that you're making me look like a bad vendor Makoti
No. This is how you learn.
Okay.
So this is like training ground.
Okay.
When you go back home, then you're gonna be on some la 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 la.
Okay.
You know?
So what is it?
Fulu.
Furu
Ferani.
Ferani.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
No, she's
listen.
been practicing, guys. She's
Listen,
cheating. She
guys.
had like tutoring before this.
I have
so
this tongue action for pronunciation on lock. Okay, so on to serious stuff, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our video. So like we said in the previous video, we'll be diversifying a little bit more and having guests. I have my first guest, Fulufhelani Mashapha. Was that right?
You just butchered it now.
Okay, sorry. We're moving on. So, Furu, I have a little bio for you.
Oh, okay.
So she's my friend.
Ooh,
She's a born-again child of God. She's an aspiring actuary, guys. Do you know the APS that's needed in order for you to study XI?
Oh my God.
Please, it's like hectic. And she is a finance contributor at The Economite. Yeah. She has her own YouTube channel. She's a content creator.
Yes.
Money, risk, and insurance.
Yeah.
She got you. So check out her YouTube channel. It is Fulufhelani Mashapha. You'll see her famous intro there. And did I miss anything?
No.
Oh, and you're a UCT alumni.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, of course.
It has to be UCT.
Of course.
Where else?
No, I'm joking. If you're from any
just
other institution, we love you. Okay, so on to serious stuff. Fulu. So we'll be talking about living a life of excellence. And I chose you specifically because you embody this so well. Like, you are a woman of excellence. I mean, your matric results. Guys, she was #1 in the Limpopo Province.
Oh my
The
God.
whole province. So you need to tell us how you grew up. Like, let's start from the beginning. How were those values instilled in you? And how did you become #1 in the province? Like, that's huge. In the province, not even in the school, like in the province. How did you do that?
Okay. Maybe starting from, before I go on, just to say thank you for having me.
Aww.
I feel like this is an honor. You know, when your friends recognize you, it's like game recognizes game type of vibe. So thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I love you. Before I get to it,
I love you so much.
I just want to make you blush before
Wow. Okay.
if I get into the video.
Okay.
But anyways, it's a pleasure to be here. So how did I grow up? I grew up in the Bundus, #1, like a village, Mukumbani in Limpopo. And as a child, I was always curious. And every child believes that they can do anything. Like, literally, there are no limits. And so I took it to that extent. I would open things up, just to figure out how they work.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't end there. I would try to put them back together. So my mom, literally put all the, electrical appliances away, in the house, because she was like, I know you're going to be opening up all those things.
Yeah.
So I once opened, our hairdryer. story. And she wasn't happy about it. She was like, no, now you gotta, what are we gonna use? And I was like, I just wanted to see like how it works. Sure. And then I managed to actually like put it back together, so it was still working. So there were no limits in terms of this is what girls are meant to be doing at your age. Like I was just free to do whatever that I want. If I want to hang out with my cousins, I'll hang out with them. Guys, girls, it didn't matter. Like it was such a space, a free space where I was allowed to express myself. I tried out, arts at some point. I was really into maths, so all these things, like there were no limits. And also as a person, you're allowed to be like multifaceted. You don't have to be one thing. And also when it comes to passion as well, I know we push it as, you must have one passion. There should be something you're really passionate about, that one thing. But it doesn't have to be one thing. And I think my childhood sort of allowed me to pursue everything that I felt was interesting to me. Until, I tried out things and I was like, okay, maybe this is not for me. Then I would move on. And that is the same principle that I sort of use even now. It's a thing of, let me go try this and figure out if I actually like it or not. Because most of the time we limit ourselves. We're like, well, I haven't done this before. Someone said this is not fun, so I'm not going to do it. But you never know, that one thing that another person saying is not fun might be like, that one thing you enjoy most. So go out and try it. So in essence, that's how I grew up. I was always smart. I think my identity, I've always been like a smart child. From like a very preschool, my teachers knew. And I think they saw it like really earlier on. And everywhere I went, it was always, follow the smart one. So that's sort of how I grew up. And also, like, in as much as you're known as the smart one, I mean, there are cons and pros, with, growing up smart and, like, being known as the brains and whatnot. But, yeah, I nurtured that, that identity. And I always wanted to do better than I did last time. So even when we went to primary, high school as well, it was the same thing. Like, I want to do better than, the last time. So if I got 98, the next time I shouldn't get anything lower than 98. It should be something above 98. So pushing those boundaries and also just like challenging myself to say, how far can I actually go? How smart am I? So trying to figure that out. And yeah, I guess that's how I made it. Yeah. I know I've been talking for a while.
No,
so let me give you, some time.
It's okay. For me, I know people who grew up as the smart one and then ended up being dependent on that and not because like if you grew up with talent, it's easy to be like, okay, I'm just going to rely on my talent. So when you say you nurtured it, I'm like, how does that work? Like what are practical ways that you used in order to nurture you being smart and not relying on that? Like, okay, I'm smart, so I don't have to put in as much work because I'm smart. Yeah.
No, so the thing is, in as much as, I mean, we can, I just had a conversation with someone where we're saying we all work hard, right? When someone says, I got this or I achieved 100% because I worked hard, then you're kind of like, yeah, you did work hard, but then there is some element of talent in there. So you work on your talent, as raw as it is. I mean, some people are really like quick to catch stuff, even in the classroom and whatnot. Some people are quick to like catch things. They don't really need to like work on those things like a lot. They just get them right away, right? But then there is a point where hard work can actually beat talent. If hard works, if talent doesn't work hard, it's a quote. If talent doesn't work hard, then it gets to that point. So in as much as you're talented, it doesn't mean now you don't do your homework, you don't prepare for exams, you don't prepare for tests. And for me, preparation is like a big part of my story. I won't lie and say, no, I just rock up and I'm this amazing person. I take time to prepare. So for example, when I was going to matric, I finished writing my grade 11 final exams and I went to my teachers. It was my last day at school and I was like, you know what? I feel like I want to prepare for my matric. So give me textbooks. I want to study for my matric in grade 11. I don't see the need of actually just chilling in December and waiting for my results to come out.
So you did it in December?
Yeah, and I did it in December. And I was like, my goal, let me finish the math and science syllabus so that by the time we go to like grade 12, first day, I already know what I'm going to face. So preparation is a big part of it, and also discipline as well. Because for you to keep going and, sometimes if you don't really like studying, but we have to study.
Yeah.
So discipline helps as well. Just training yourself to be like, sometimes you have to do what you don't really like to do at this point in time to get what you want. So if we ever studied because we felt like studying, then you wouldn't prepare enough for your exams, board exams or like normal university exams. So yeah, preparation, discipline.
Please let's pause on the fact that in grade 11 December, you were already studying for grade 12 maths and science.
Yeah.
So like you mentioning like being ahead. So for anyone who's watching who wants to be excellent, if you're in grade 11, like already like be looking at matric textbooks and like studying ahead as well.
True. Study ahead. Just get your head around the concepts.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do get shocked every time I say this. And I'm like, my idea, I knew that I can't literally like take the whole year's worth of content in my head and like master it in a period of like a month or two.
Yeah.
So my aim was, let me get familiar with the concepts.
Okay.
Ask people, go to Google, just get myself familiar with what I'll be dealing with. So that by the time I go to grade 12, I don't have revelations like in class. I'll be like, okay, I know this. I've studied this before. I've seen this before. And one thing about your brain is that your brain becomes interested in things that you sort of like have an idea, you know, as to where this is going. So in the class, if you already know what, you know, thermodynamics, whatever it is, if you already have an idea, it's easy for you to concentrate and engage in class because your brain is like, oh no, I know that concept. So you actually learn more in class when you have an idea of what's going on. And so that was what I was trying to do in my matric year, to say, I don't want revelations. When the teacher says we're now talking about work, matter, and energy, I should know what that is. And I should know what's coming so that I engage more in class and learn more in class. So yeah, that was like my preparation and how to sort of get around, you know, matric.
Yeah, I think one thing I'm getting from this video as well is that like excellence does not happen by mistake. It takes like intentionality and consistency, which is what we want like people to know as well. But now I want you to like take me into like the practicalities of you. Firstly, tell us your results, like your results for matric. Guys, look at how much she's smiling. Like, I hope you guys smile like this when you're talking about your matric results as well, and you're not filled with regret. Okay,
yeah, no, for real.
But tell us about your results and how you practically like attained them, and did you have a vision for them? Like, did you know like that what inspired it as well, like for you attaining those marks? Like, let us into like the matric year.
The matric year 2015.
Okay.
Shout out to the class of 2015. That was an amazing year. It will forever be an amazing year. So what did I do, right? In preparation, okay, my results, let's start with my results. I got 100% in physical sciences, 100% in geography, life sciences, and life orientation. I got 92% for English first additional language, 97% for Chivenda home language. I had to say that right. The last one, it's mathematics. I got 98 for mathematics. I was actually disappointed, but anyways. Okay, how did it get there, right? I remember first week actually of being in matric, right? One of my science teachers, grade 8 science teachers, came to class and he was like, it's your matric year now. I've seen your potential. You've been doing well since grade 8. Because my thing was, I need to be position 1, but not just position 1. I need to be that position 1 with quality. Like my results have to have a certain level or a certain standard, right?
Sure.
And the standard was 100%. So it was like, if you really want to do well in your matric year, get 100% in all your subjects. And I looked at him and I was like, this guy is crazy. 100% in, like, we write essays, there's poetry and stuff. So how do I get 100% in those things? It's like, I believe you have the potential to do it.
Sure.
And that's how, I guess, my vision or my mission for grade 12 came about. The mission was put my name on the map.
Sure.
And just like on the wall next to my study table, I would actually I had written it down, like mission, putting my name on the map. And I had also like written down results that I wanted to attain, like in my final exams in grade 12. And that was 100% for each and every subject that I was doing, which were like 7 at the time. So I had written them down. And also it was a thing of, after results, like every quarter results, I would mesh them up, next to the results that I want and say, okay, you got 98. You're like 2% below the target. You got 100%. You on target. So that sort of helped to track my progress. So the large scale of things, like my dream. So on the large scale of things, my dream of being on TV and, being on TV, being top student in the province was inspired by a lady called Komane. She came from like a rural school as well, and she was the top student in the whole country.
Sure.
So that is sort of like, where I drew my inspiration. Like, I also want to be on TV. And also, when I was in grade 10, one of the students in my school, Unsundenindo, was position 1 in the province. He even got a car, as a result of being position 1 in the province. So, I drew inspiration from those who have walked the journey before me and all of that, and also just reaching out to them, asking them, how did you do it? Because that's also important. For the people who have walked the journey, they know what's coming. They have made mistakes, which you can actually learn from, and they can give you really incredible advice. So I do recommend also just talking to someone who has done whatever you want to do, so that you also get inspiration and some words of wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to laugh because what I'm thinking about is how exposure really does make you want to be that person. If you're exposed to something, you want to be it. Because I was telling Sipo today that I wanted to be a Mamfundisi because that's who I saw
Hallelujah.
as that's what I saw as the woman who's made it, because I was always going to church. So being exposed to that kind of person, it makes you reach out. So you guys can reach out to Fulu on Instagram. Her name is Fulufhelani Mash _mash. We'll put it there.
Yeah, definitely.
On Instagram, because the exposure really does make a big difference.
No, it does.
So what did you get after matric? Because you said the guy got a car. So what did the province give you?
They gave me a lot of money.
What's a lot?
A lot of money for an 18, 19-year-old is anything above 100K.
I mean, if you don't have inspiration to get 100%, let that be your inspiration.
Yo, there was a point where they had deposited all the money in my account, and I was walking around at UCT with a balance of more than 120K.
Hectic.
And I was there, so guys, I'm rich.
Hectic.
But it was I'm rich, low key kind of rich. I still pretty much maintained my lifestyle, didn't do anything drastic. But it was just a shock to the system. How can I have 100K? Yeah, no, definitely. And also a lot of laptops, tablets, phones, stationery that I used throughout university was from my matric results. Study. I had other study loans, whatever things happening, but it was more scholarship based. So if I wanted to buy textbooks or anything, I could use that. There was a lot. I don't remember struggling to buy books. I didn't even use my bursary money for books or anything, because that money really helped.
Yeah. And even to this day, you kind of have an urgency about how you live your life. You don't wait for stuff. I mean, you're involved in so many things. You have the YouTube channel. You contribute at the Economites. You at church. You're always serving at church and all these things. And I know that what's behind that, some of it is the passing of your best friend. So do you mind sharing about that and how it impacted the way that you live and not thinking that you have all the time
in the world? I know, for reals. So the year was 2016. It's 6 years now. And I'd say if I had to say this is the hardest thing that I've ever been through in life, it would be that. When she passed on, I mean, it's one thing to actually be told that your friend passed away, but it's definitely another when you are in the room and you are talking to this person, and next thing it's this person is gone. And at that time you're 19, they're still 19 as well. And I mean, with death, you always think, okay, it's far away, other people's friends, it's another person's cousin who was young. But when it comes, and it's that close, that's when you actually feel it. You're this is a lot. This is definitely a lot. And getting through that, I normally have like delayed reaction to stuff. So if something traumatic happens to me today, I'll go for like a good 2 months without really processing, feeling stuff. And then it catches up with me. And then that's when like you literally break down. So it happened over the June vacation holiday. And then when I went back to UCT, I was still like relatively okay. And it's second semester, first year, you need to qualify for second year. So they need like 70% in MEM 1000, 70% in stats. They need like 60s in accounting and economics. And, you know, I mean, I go back, I'm like, okay, I can do this. But like a month into it, that's when I literally broke down. I was like, I am not okay. And I just can't continue anymore. Like nothing happened. I need to literally process everything. And that's where the whole grieving journey like began. Going back, sometimes I'll just open my emails. We would like, funny enough, email each other a lot. So I'll just like open those emails. And then sometimes you feel this urge to like email back. You look at their numbers. You want to call them. And then for a second, it feels like they're going to pick up. And then you realize, no, this person is not around anymore. You can't call them anymore. So I think learning to live without someone you've lived with for so long, when something funny happens or like when something incredible happens, they're like the first person you want to share the story with. And then they're not there anymore. So like, you always constantly confused for a second, like, okay, I want to tell this person this. And then somehow your brain has to come back and realize, well, you can't. Remember what happened on the 2nd of July. You can't go back. And yeah, that's when I realized I needed help. I started seeing a psychologist because it was just like a lot. I remember my first few sessions, I just went in, told her my name. I mean, beforehand, you had to like sort of state the reason why you're going there. And I did state. And then I went there, I mentioned her name, and I just started crying for the whole hour. And she was like, take your time. I would, like for the first 3-4 sessions, I would just cry. The whole time. And funny enough, at this point, it's not like UCT will say you're going through the most. So let's waiver the, you know, conditions necessary for you to qualify for second year. You still need to attain those 70s. And at that time, you're like at second semester, things are becoming even more hectic. And exams are also coming up because second semester always feels short. So you there, you're on time, but my life is not in order. How am I supposed to perform, you know, when things are not in order in my life? But like going to therapy, and my family also, and her family being really supportive, checking up on me. And sometimes I would just feel like talking to her mom. So I'll pick up my phone, call her mom and be like, I'm just thinking about her today. I haven't been able to do anything productive. So can we just talk about her? Can we just, you know, just talk? And I think that really helped because pushing things down and not dealing with them doesn't really get you anywhere. Going through those trenches, the pain. Someone says grief is a love that has no place to go. And it literally felt like that. Like you have so much love in you for this person, but this person is not there for you to give it to them. So yeah, going through all of it and like learning to also make new friends. And there was a point where I was also very sketchy about making new friends because I'm like, what if they die and I love them so much and then I'm going to I'll have to go through this again. But it was just like part of the process. So getting help really, like having that support structure really helped me. And I like qualified for my second year, which is amazing. Looking back, I'm like, yo, that was a horrible year, but God pulled through through so many people, like my family, her family, the psychologist as well. And just like getting through it and also realizing it's a process. Like, the fact that I qualified for second year didn't mean that I was like okay. There were also things that I had to still like deal with. Little reminders. Someone can say something. Sometimes you're watching a series and someone is called Susan and you just like, hell no.
Yeah.
Like, why? I thought I was fine. Then you just
Yeah.
you find yourself crying. You're like, why am I crying?
Sure.
Sometimes it's an exam, hey? Like, you're writing an exam and they're like, Susan, you're like, no, come on. You can't be serious. But it is a process. I guess you learn to embrace that love and you heal as a person.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So now, like, how do you then channel that energy into saying, okay, I need to realize that I'm not here for long. Like, I don't know when my time is going to be up. So I need to do whatever I want to do. How do you, because on your YouTube channel, you said that, like, you, because of this, it helped you to do everything that you want to do. So when did that time happen? Did it happen during your sessions, your psychology sessions, or did you end up being like how did you get from, I don't know where to place my love to, okay, now let's use this energy to be all I can be? Yeah.
So this is someone I was doing life with. And of course, we talk about the future. I think for me, that's where it all started. In therapy, where you're talking and you're like, we had so many plans. We wanted to travel. We always thought we're going to be rich aunties. We're going to buy houses. We're probably going to be neighbors. You like plan your life assuming that, we'll all get to this point. And now you're faced with a situation where it's just only you. This person is not there. And you still remember all those dreams and everything that you guys wanted to do together. And for me, that was sort of where the whole thing started to say, respect time. We always live under the assumption that we have so many more years to live. And even with her, the way we were living, in as much as we're present in each other's lives, it's always just a thing of, we assumed that we had more time to be together, to do life together, to attain all those goals and dreams together. But at 19, her time was up. And for me, it was just like, I always felt like I was still young. I had time as well. So that's when I got the realization, no, you don't actually have time. If you don't do the things that you love now, thinking that you will do them tomorrow, you might actually die tomorrow without doing them. And that's when I started, I literally had to rediscover myself as well, to say, what are the things that I always wanted to do, but actually never did, because I was just assuming, I'm going to do that after UCT. I'm going to do that when I qualify. I'm going to do that when I get married. I'm going to do that when I'm 30. But you're not guaranteed that you're actually going to get to 30. So yeah, that's how it started. I was like, okay, what are the things that I actually love doing that I've never done, or that I was just postponing for some future time? So even in the way that I lead my life, if I see a course that I want to pursue, I'll do that. Because I'm like, I only have now. I don't know about tomorrow. I might as well die tomorrow. And I want to look back at my life and say, I have lived my life the way I wanted to. I've tried out what I wanted to try out. And I'm happy with the journey that I had. Regardless of whether that's tomorrow or next year or 10 years time, 20 years time, 50 years time, hopefully. Click 100 or something. But
Yo, so if you're watching this and you really want to do something, but fear is holding you back, please do it. You don't know if you have tomorrow. We hope you do, but you never know. So start now. If you want to live a life of excellence, you want to attain those matric results, don't let anything stop you from doing it. Just start now and do it now. I feel like that's also what I am, because I've always wanted to have this conversation with women. And I was like, what's stopping me? Let's just go for it now.
No, definitely.
And how do you, so guys, Fulu is part of team 3 a.m. club, okay? Not 5 a.m. club. Listen. She was like, take Robin Sharma's books and use the principles, but move it 2 hours early, okay? So how do you how did the 3 a.m. club start? And what inspired that, and how do you keep being consistent in it?
So it's actually I copy-pasted that from my mentor, Mamokgeti Pakeng, UCT.
Oh, so the vice chancellor is your whole mentor.
No, okay. She is one of the women, hardworking, different. She embraces who she is, and I think that's sort of the level that I connected to her. Sort of the way she embraces who she is, and the discipline and the hard work that not everyone gets to actually see. for me, that's just amazing and inspiring. So she also had like the 3 a.m. squad on Twitter as well. I knew about it when I was still like at UCT. And when I started working last year, I was writing my board exams and working.
Sure.
And you start realizing how tricky working and studying is. Like it's the pit. You think like when you're in varsity that studying is like the pit. No. Add working to the studying and like at those periods where it's really, really hectic at work, you're always tired, you're knocking off late, and you still have to study because board exams are coming. So that's when I realized, okay, I need to find a routine that will sort of give me more hours in my 24 hours, because clearly waking up at 6 and working and having to study after that is not working. So I was like, okay, cool, let's start tapping into the 3 a.m. squad and seeing how that will go. So for accountability, I would put up a status every morning. That was more for me, not like for other people. But other people tend to think it's for them. It says
wake up and work. So no, the pressure.
That is for me though. Like, so putting it up every single morning at like 3 to say I'm awake, and because I've put it up, I need to be awake. So that's how it like started. And I would wake up, study, and then later on go for work from 9 to like 5 or like later. But just having, that routine, which allows you to like give your board exams more enough time to actually study and work. It kind of like worked for me. So I was like, okay, let me continue doing this.
Sure. So I think there might be someone there who's watching and who's like, but I'm not naturally smart. Like I didn't get 92% in grade 1. I didn't get 90. You know what I mean? So what do you have to say for someone like that who says, I'm not naturally smart, but I do have some passions and I'm not really sure what they are?
I would say, okay, if you're not smart, okay, my thing is, I don't really believe that no one is smart. We're all smart, but like in different ways. That's how I kind of like look at it. We have strengths and weaknesses. Some are analytically inclined, other people are not. But it starts with understanding who you are as a person. What are you like? What are your strengths when it comes, if we're talking academics? Are you like good in maths? Are you good in science? Are you good in geography? What are you like good at? And after identifying what you're good at, look at what you're not good at. Because it's comfortable. Like your brain likes comfort, right? So trying out, pushing yourself to do maths will be hard at first because you're not really mathematically inclined. But pushing yourself and also having some process to track your progress, right? So you're putting in effort in maths because you're not mathematically inclined. And checking that, okay, after, maybe practicing maths for an hour every single day after school, how is that sort of improving or changing the way I look at maths or the way I understand maths, right? And then pushing it to like 2 hours. Because there are people who literally put in effort. I feel like I'm one of them. I put in effort and you're like, okay, I see where this is going. Maybe this is not working. So let me find a way to actually make this work. So being stubborn about your goals, for example, but like very flexible about your methods will actually get you the results. You don't necessarily need to be the smartest person in class to get 100%. But if you go back to your textbook, you understand the concept, you know how to apply the concept, and you get an equation in the exam and you like apply what you understand, then it becomes like a thing of, we look at you like, oh, she got 100%, she's smart. But everyone had to put in some work at some point. So put in the work. And also put in more work in places where you struggle. Because we tend to shy away from our struggles. So we don't really get to improve because we're shying away from them. But you should have the courage to face your struggles and find ways to improve in those areas where you struggle. So that's amazing. So I'll be studying this year. And working. So I'm taking your methods with me and just the principles of being intentional and being consistent at all times. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Like, it's absolutely incredible. The fact that you as well watching there can be excellent at what you do. You can be consistent. You can be intentional. And that excellence doesn't come by chance. You have to actively work on it in order for you to be excellent. So just to wrap it up, I have a few
fun questions for you.
Oh no!
I wrote them down because people want to get to know you more. Okay,
Oh
so I have a few fun questions.
How come I wasn't told about this?
Because we need to know your answer and you need to be very cool.
Why am I being put on the spot?
Okay, so it's called Kill One, right? So so you have to
the
say
Bible says.
So okay, say what you choose. Okay.
Okay.
Don't kill one, just say what you choose.
Okay, say what I choose.
Yeah, and
Okay.
quick. So you can't think about it too hard.
Okay.
So your YouTube channel or the Economites?
I'm choosing my YouTube channel. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, Nico.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh no.
Have friends only or be married only?
Oh my god, I want to have both.
No, you can't.
I'd rather have friends.
What?
Yeah.
Do you know the Safuma? Please. Okay, it's fine. She chooses having
Full
friends.
censored. I'll pass. I'd rather have friends.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. No, I'd rather have my husband.
No.
Guys, this is so confusing. Why can't I have both?
No, you have to choose one. You have to
Oh
choose
my god. Okay, inzots again.
Andoida always wins, guys.
Yeah, no, because friends, if they have husbands, then they'll leave me. So
Exactly.
inzots are for life.
You wanna be
Okay.
that old lady with cats?
No, okay, inzots again.
Okay.
Yo!
Do you live to work or do you work to live?
Live to work.
Really?
What to leave? No, live to work.
Really?
I think so.
Okay. 3 things you would take to an island with you.
Oh my god. I'll take my phone. A lot of sour worms.
Hectic. But sour sweets win.
Yeah, no, they do. They do. And the inzots. That one.
Oh my god, she just said she'd choose her friends. She is so confused. Like, she is so confused.
I have no time to think about this. But you don't want to be in an island lonely, though.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you choose prayer or reading the Bible? You have to choose
Prayer.
one. Same.
Yeah, no, definitely. Any day, anywhere, anytime.
Me too.
Oh,
Okay,
that's it.
Yes.
Yo, deep.
We've come to the end of our YouTube video together.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved this collaboration.
Me
Guys,
too.
please go and subscribe at her YouTube channel. It's
Yes.
Fulufhelani Mashapha.
Yes.
And check out the Economites as well. Check her
Definitely.
out on Instagram. Follow her. I mean, she's all about excellence and she's very inspiring.
Thank you.
You must start putting Wake Up and Work on Instagram as well. So the people who follow you can
On
also
Instagram,
like
right.
be
Yeah, no,
inspired.
February, we're going to be getting back at it, fam. So be on the
Yes.
lookout.
Be on the
We're
lookout.
starting, fam.
Thank you, guys. Let us know what you think of this collaboration. Let us
Yeah.
know what you think of this content of like women and conversations. Are you into it? Are you digging it? Let us know in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. See you next week with another video. Bye.